Hi Warwick. In this address there are several topics I want to touch on. The first being, I'm sure you see in the news that we've entered a body-worn camera program with the police department. We have some of it now. We're waiting for more cameras to come in. We're very excited about this. The police are very enthusiastic about it. It's all about accountability, the performance of our officers and their daily interactions. We have a very good relationship between our citizens and the police department. The police officers will feel more confident dealing with some of the issues that come up in modern law enforcement. The proof and the evidence will be there of their conduct, of the interaction. So as I said, we're very enthusiastic about it. Pretty soon we'll have all our officers online. Wanted to talk a minute about last weekend's cold snap. I mean, cold snap doesn't even begin to describe it. We went down to -9 degrees. We broke records. We had anticipated a lot of water mains breaking because that's what happens when we have sudden, especially when we have sudden thaws or sudden freezes. But we didn't. We only had one line go down and it was just on a joint. So it was very minor actually. However, we did have nearly 100 calls to service for residents. We didn't go in and do the plumbing, but the water department and fire department went to these homes. They shut the water off. A lot of these homes were summer homes, or they had homes with slabs, and people had to get under the house to shut the water off. They didn't know how to do it. We also, people had frozen pipes. We helped them thaw them out. We showed them how to do it with hair dryers, heat guns, whatever, so the pipes wouldn't get damaged. The fire department got called many times too. So this is something we do on an emergency basis. If someone's basement floods, the fire department will go out and pump it out. It's a great service from the city provided to the residents. I really want to give kudos and acknowledgement to the water department personnel, the fire department, and especially the dispatchers that handled all these calls and directed. They took down the addresses. They called the water department. And bear in mind, this was all on a weekend and at night. I mean, they weren't normally in, so they came in especially for this. So all around, everyone did a great job. I know residents were very pleased. I've gotten many messages and phone calls, praising the workers and thanking them for what they did. I should have told you before, but that cold snap also came with very high winds. There were a lot of branches that came down, a lot of yard waste. This week we were doing yard waste just to pick all of that up. And I realized it happened on the weekend. You might not have gotten it out, so we've extended it. We're going to do it next week too. So I'm not telling you to go rake your leaves up, but if you had debris that fell, put it out at curbside at reasonable sizes, and we'll get it next week, this week and next week. We've talked about the city's infrastructure before. It's old, but we've tackled it head on. One of the biggest problems I found out about when I got here was a water transmission line. It's a 30-inch pipe that goes all the way from Lincoln Avenue to Cranston. It supplies a lot of the city, probably a third, if not more. In 2018, that pipe ruptured over near 95. The water department, it took 3 hours to shut it down. Fortunately, when they engineered it, they put a bypass pipe underneath the highway so they wouldn't have to excavate Route 95, Route 37 to repair anything. Well, we've been on that temporary bypass, which is a 24-inch pipe, since then, going on 5 years now. 2 years ago, when I got here, they alerted to me the problem, and we started working on it. It's a very expensive project. It's about $3.5 million to fix it. The water department, we did an audit of their enterprise fund, which is the money they use from bills to repair infrastructure and replace it and buy equipment. We had just enough, but we had some other issues. The water tanks on Bald Hill Road that we share with Kent County Water Authority also needed work, structural work and new linings. There just wasn't enough money. We started applying for grants, and we were able to get through Senator Reed and Senator Whitehouse. Thankfully, we got an earmark grant for that transmission line going underneath 37 and 95. Now we had the money available to take care of the towers at Bald Hill Road. And as I said, it was part of Kent County Water Authority too. They paid 26% of the cost because that's the legal arrangement between the two entities. So as I said, we've been using earmark grants, ARPA funds, and whatever other grants we can get to address infrastructure needs. So we're well on our way to not solving the problems, but working towards a resolution. Also, somewhat related to infrastructure, we have about 227 homes, has been in the news a lot lately, of lead service pipes. The cost to replace these would be $2.5 million. There's currently legislation up at the state that would fund this kind of thing. We're hoping it passes. But in the meantime, we're exploring more federal grants. These lead service pipes, it's our obligation to get them off people's houses. They're all concentrated pretty much in the northern end of the city, Lakewood, Norwood, the oldest part of the city. So as I said, I mean, we have another round of earmark grants coming out. We've been very successful at obtaining these grants, so we're going to go for these too. We really want to get rid of the lead. It's just for the safety of all and the health of our residents. That's it for this week, Warwick. Take care of yourselves.